You may want a dream car, a dream house, maybe a dream watch. Whatever the case may be, I understand you. I was in similar shoes just a few short years ago, which is why in this video, I'm going to show you the 6 best businesses that you guys can start this year and make $10,000 or more with. I hit that goal that I just mentioned, $10,000 a month, around 12 months after my entrepreneurial career started. It took me honestly longer than I had expected, and it took me so long because of one critical mistake that I made throughout those first 12 months. And so my goal with this video is to not only educate you, but I'll also explain how to avoid the big issue that I had so that you guys can stay on track throughout this whole journey. And as a bonus, there's one business that I am going to talk about throughout this video that I've never discussed on YouTube before. So stay till the end to hear that. But for now, let's get into business number 1. It is dropshipping. Yes, I know what you're probably thinking. Sebastian, you mentioned dropshipping so much. Chill out, bro. But I talk about dropshipping for a real reason. It absolutely changed my life 6 years ago when I started. And that is why I'm so consistent with talking about the business. It is life-changing if you allow it to be. All of the physical stores you guys see are constantly shutting down due to people shifting from going in person to buy things to now just going online and shopping for pretty much anything and everything that people need. This in turn means e-commerce is, yes, it's big right now, but it is only getting bigger and bigger. Now, in the past, dropshipping required a ton of capital to start. You couldn't just throw $100 at ads and then have a business go crazy. It took thousands of dollars to test products, to run ads, and even with all of that money spent, you had no guarantee for success. I'm speaking from personal experience, but lately there has been a new craze, a new way of growing your dropshipping business that requires pretty much no money. It revolves around posting really good content on social media platforms and hoping to go viral to then drive traffic from your videos all the way onto your Shopify store, and in turn generating sales, which in turn makes you money. This makes the business so much more feasible for pretty much anyone to start. I'm not by any means saying dropshipping is easy, it's not, but the barrier to entry has temporarily dropped and lets people who don't really have a lot of capital get in on these profits without risking all of your life savings. Now, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on dropshipping, so if you don't want to listen to this, you can skip to the second business, but you only need 2 things dialed in with your dropshipping business: the offer you have with your product, and number 2, the time at which you're selling your product. So for offer, you can't whip up a Shopify store and then use the typical 50% off sales tactic that everyone used 5 years ago. It's just not going to work. You need to stand out amongst all other dropshippers and create enticing offers that allow people to just really get shocked when they come onto your website and see your offer. If you have an amazing product, an amazing offer, and you're not timing your product perfectly, you're not going to make money. A story would do this justice rather than me just telling you. So you guys probably remember that little Rona thing that was hovering around in 2020 and that whole era where our governments were trying to essentially lock us up like animals, limiting our freedom and choice to live the life that we want. That was an insane year. And so what happened was when that whole stuff started popping up, I kind of sensed something was not right around April or May. And so I started to do research and found out that I could sell these little thermometers to all of the big businesses that were stressing about this whole situation. Funny thing enough, I sold $1 million worth of this product, profiting 70% margins. I did that all in 6 months in 2020, and I timed the market perfectly. You can't sell wrapping paper for Christmas in March. People aren't gonna buy it because they have no urgency, they have no need to buy the product. If you start dropshipping, think of what the offer is and then think about timing if you're going to start this business. But a lot of people may not want to dropship, which is why I have 5 more businesses to share. If you want more information on dropshipping, I'll have a link below for a completely free dropshipping course you guys can sign up for. But with that being said, this leads us to the second business you guys can start. Everyone is starting to understand how important content is. We are going viral like crazy on the podcasts that I'm doing with Sebastian Georgiou. We crank those out and people tend to love or hate our clips, and so many other people do it, but not a lot of people know how to edit, which is where you could come in. You could be that person that goes out and finds entrepreneurs, or honestly anyone. You can edit their clips for TikTok for short form content, or you could be a YouTube editor or something along those lines. My editor, for example, I just wired him like $4,000 for a week or two's worth of work. He has a few clients, so if you do the math, he's making amazing money, and I think he's only like 20 or 21. Absolutely ridiculous, and all he does is edits on his computer. Now the thing is, with all of these businesses, you can't just do it and be like everyone else. You're not gonna be of value. That's the main thing here, is being valuable. Maybe your client is not doing everything perfectly, and so instead of just being an editor, you start to give him pointers on maybe the background, maybe his camera gear or his lighting or something, to make sure that you are improving the person and over delivering on your promise to then be different. I want to mention that one thing that I mentioned in the intro where I was like, hey, this is holding me back. Essentially what it was is when I was wanting to make $10,000 per month, I was so fixated on that goal that when I started a business and I tried it for maybe a month and it didn't work, I would just hop business to business to business, and I was not focusing on just one business, which was a big issue. Whereas if I would have just focused on creating a skill or creating value and focused on dropshipping or one of these other businesses I'm going to mention, I would have been way better off and I would have gotten success way faster. So I'm going to mention a few more businesses, but just keep all of this in mind. Let's get into this third business that is really solid if you like talking to people. It is high ticket closing. Essentially, you get leads, you contact these leads, and you close deals. You can do this for so many different businesses: car shops, solar companies, software companies. The sky is the limit. There are a ton of businesses that need high ticket closers. My brothers, both of them, are into sales and they all make really good money, and it is an amazing business because you don't have to build a real business. You don't require a lot of infrastructure. You don't need really any money to start. You just need a skill, which is talking to people and providing a solution to their problem. Now, you have to understand, video editing may die out eventually. Dropshipping somehow may die out. All of these next businesses that I'm going to mention, they may all fizzle out. So when you guys are giving these a go, make sure you have the intent to acquire a valuable skill, because then you will maintain your value in the world. Switching gears, this is one of my most favorite business models simply because it is pretty damn passive. This next one is going to be affiliate marketing. Lets you literally piggyback off of big companies or big softwares or big physical product stores and just promote their product, and then in turn you can collect a check. Now, there are an insane amount of companies and products to promote. You can start with something like Amazon and find a really quality product that you like, and then you can just make TikToks about the product, maybe just saying TikTok made me buy it in a video showcasing a cool product of some sort, and then having the affiliate link in your TikTok profile. I personally make around $2,000 to $3,000 per week with my own Shopify link, and I don't even really talk about that link specifically. I know I talk about Shopify. Now, the big downside with this business is it kind of requires an audience. A lot of people don't have an audience. It's not that easy, and so I understand you, which is why we're going to talk about another business that you can start that requires none of that. It is going to be a social media or advertising agency. We recently hired probably one of, if not the best YouTube ads agency. Instead of being an all-in-one solution, they dialed in on YouTube, and that is now their bread and butter, and they are pretty much known as the YouTube ads agency. Becoming something like this is very simple to do. It's going to require a little bit of effort. However, if you can dial in on one platform rather than trying to be the all-in-one solution, you can make a killing. Now, it doesn't even have to be on a big scale. You can pick one niche of a local business in town and then set up a lead gen agency for them, running basic Google ads and making them money, and in turn making you money. Now, this one does require you to learn skills, but luckily the world has blessed us with YouTube. The best part with this one is all you need are a few clients and you're already at 10K per month. But if you don't want to run ads, if you don't want to do dropshipping with Shopify and TikTok organic or any of those other things, I understand you. I'm actually hyped to share this one because it is popping off right now. I've started to see people all around social media talk about it, and it requires no ad spend. It requires no physical products, none of your own websites, nothing. Well, I'll tell you, it's Etsy, selling a product on Etsy. Etsy is pretty much something where you can create a product that's your own and then you sell it. It's not even a physical product, it's a digital, downloadable, printable product. No shipping, no quality issues, no headaches. the sky is pretty much the limit. I've seen so many different PDFs that you can buy on Etsy that have thousands on thousands of reviews, and they're so freaking simple to create. Maybe a cleaning schedule, maybe it's something as simple as a daily planner. You essentially could create the product on Fiverr, go in and just type in Fiverr PDF creator, or figure out who can create that, or you can create a design yourself and then end up listing the product on Etsy, and Etsy will do basically all of the marketing if you make your listing good enough. They will share it to people who search your key terms, and in turn, you can make money from this. Now, to wrap things up, those are all of the best businesses that I have learned about, and honestly, I did a good amount of research for this video, and they can potentially lead you down a trail that makes you $10,000 and even more every single month. Now, my job is done. My whole goal is to always educate you guys on how to make money online. I just shared 6 amazing different ways to do it, but just pick one and dial in on it for at least a few months, at least a year. Try this out because I want to see you guys in the comments being like, yo Seb, that one video helped me out tremendously. I'm now making 15 grand a month. I would love to see that. So take action on all the information, stay consistent with all of this, and I will see you guys next time.